So my son Anthony managed to pick himself up a kilo of raw olives for $5. That's what you're looking at there. So what we're doing is we're just putting a slit in them, and that'll let the water soak inside the olive a lot better, both at the initial washing stage and at the brining stage. But that will all become clear as we progress. Okay, so I'm going to stop this shortly, and we'll continue on till I've done it all, so you're not bored. G'day folks, Andy here from McDowell Manor. After we slitted them all, gave them a quick rinse in this metal container, threw them in there, covered them with water, weighed it down with a plate, and that'll sit there now for 2 days and will help suck some of the bitterness and sort of milky sap out. That's step one. So next morning I tipped out that water and I replaced it and put the plate back on. That helps get rid of any bitterness, and I'll do this probably for 3 days. So this is day one of swapping out the water. We'll do it every day. Okay, so we spent 3 days in plain water, and this is day 2 of the brine solution. So they say to use it on a 10-to-1 ratio, so 1 cup of unionized salt to 10 cups of plain water. I didn't do that because I didn't need that much, so I did half a cup of salt and then 5 cups of water, and that's perfectly adequate. And I'll plonk this plate here back on, and that holds those olives under the water. So there you go. So probably in about 3 weeks I'll check it. Once a week you change out that brine solution. That's what they look like after roughly a week. No real visible difference. Now that I've swapped it out, it was getting a little bit, I think it was white mould. Now they say to expect that, so that's okay, I'm not really worried about it. Swapped it out, gave everything a rinse, hence the colander, and we'll throw it back in and weigh it down with the plate again. So I have noticed about every 5th day you do start to see evidence of mould. Now they did mention that in whoever it was, the recipe that I got. I'll try and might put a link up for that because I printed it. They did mention it, so I knew to watch out for it. It's still on par, 5 days since I last did it, so I'm going to drain it out and replace the salty water again. Just throw them into a colander. I'll give that a rinse, and I'll stir that around with my hands. Wash that out with detergent, rinse it out so it's clean, same with the plate. Then we'll go again, 1 cup of salt, 10 cups of water. So it's back in the water, and away we go. So we're a week on again. Now those things that look like fungus are actually just salt. But you can see the colour, it's certainly leaching a lot of juice and stuff out, which is really good. And again, you can see the salt around the edges there. I just keep topping it up when it looks like it's starting to, with normal water, when it looks like it's starting to dip under the plate a bit. And I haven't had to change it this time, so I'm going to leave it keep going. And almost the end of the month. Yes, our olives are still sitting on the bench pickling. Gee, she's a slow old process, I've got to tell you. My grandson Laurie tried one the other day and it damn near killed him, so they're certainly not ready yet. You can probably see from that olive pip there that the olive pickling experiment, unlike the lime pickling experiment, this one was a cracker. Took longer than I thought, and I'll include the length of time in the description. So I'm making the brine to bottle the olives up in. So I got this part of the recipe from, I'll put a link up to their site, it's homehappiness or something.com. Really good site. So it was 2 cups of water, 40 grams of salt and 100 grams of vinegar. Pack them into the bottles. Given that the brine was fairly acidic, I'm only going to hot water bath can these. Even though I'm using my pressure canner bottom, they'll just be hot water canned. So, final stages and we're done. 6 bottles of olives. If you enjoy these kind of crazy preserving antics, feel free to hit the subscribe button, folks, and come along for the journey. Paddock to plate, preserving as well. How good is that? Alright, have a good one, eh? Hooroo!